Okay, the time is 7:04 p.m. It is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Chair April, I'll send it over to you.
Pat, you guys want to just we'll have Karen do the
roll call.
Okay, the roll call. Kim Fosco? Kim?
Here, sorry.
Milagros Guzman?
Here.
Jane Jacob? Alejandra Silva Axios?
Here.
Jarrett Oates?
Here.
Rai Hirsch Horowitz? Patricia Caldwell?
Here.
That concludes the roll call.
Okay. We can start with the first item. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, September 28th, 2021 meeting. The Rockland County Rent Guideline Board. We'll start with item number 1 on our agenda, the certification of guidelines established by the board for the 2021-22 guideline period. April, you want to take us through this briefly?
Sure. Jeff sent a copy of the explanatory statement to everybody last week. I think there was only one change that needed to be made that he was aware of. So the final copies were sent to everybody. So what we need tonight is a motion to approve the explanatory statement, and then a separate motion to authorize the chair to sign the certification for the explanatory statement.
Okay. I entertain a motion.
Motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to
Thank
approve
you.
on a motion. In discussion? None? Would the clerk please call the roll?
Kim Fosco?
Yes.
Milagros Guzman?
Yes.
Jane Jacob? Alejandra Silva Axios?
Yes.
Jarrett Oates?
Yes.
Patricia Caldwell?
Yes. The motion carries unanimously. Now we need a motion to,
Authorize the chair to sign the certification.
is there a motion? Is there a motion?
I motion. I motion for you just sign.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the review and finalize explanatory statement for the 21-22 guideline period. April.
That's what you guys just did. I don't know why I put it on there twice.
Okay, I was like, okay, we said certification of, okay.
Yep.
My mind, all right. So we're down to item number 3. Everybody get your calendars out. Let's review dates for future meetings.
So I just want to clarify, because this came up in the Westchester meeting. The board used to do a winter meeting in January or February, and it was basically for the purposes of reviewing the surveys that are sent out by research and analysis. So unless if you guys want to make some sort of changes, they'd need to know about it in January. If you have no problem with those surveys, then I would suggest you guys don't need a meeting until the spring, probably March or April. That's just my suggestion. You guys could do whatever you would, feel necessary.
Okay, my only concern, when we get them, is it too late after we receive them to set a date for a meeting if we need to have one?
Oh, yeah, no. You have to have a meeting like in March or April, long before you actually get the surveys. But once upon a time, so everything is now automated. The surveys go out automated to the owners. It
Mhm.
used to be that the board would look at it and want to change the order of the questions or add a question here or there. But this has been the survey you guys have used now for probably at least 5 years in the format that it is right now. So
Oh,
that would be, that's something you guys could figure out whether or not you feel the need to change any of it. Or if you're okay with the way it is, then you would set a meeting in March just to get an idea of if they've mailed everything out, when to set the June meeting, so you'd have advanced time to do that, as opposed to doing it in January.
Okay.
Is anyone opposed to that? To the recommendation, wait until March?
That's fine.
Okay,
I was just gonna say, I wouldn't mind looking at the survey again and maybe just looking at some of the questions and maybe making them a little more difficult for some of the owners if possible.
More difficult questions?
Yeah, just like, I don't, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if there have been any complaints. How many complaints have you addressed? Maybe things like that. Can we ask questions like that?
What I can do is, if you want, I'll have Jeff send blank surveys to everybody. And if you guys decide you want to have a January meeting, you'll let Karen or I know. In January or February, I'll have to touch base with him as the time frame, and you guys could do that meeting. If you look at it and you don't have any questions, then do the meeting in March or April.
That sounds good. Thank you.
okay, that's what I was leaning towards. Maybe we should see it and then we can decide if we need to
All right,
discuss.
as we're talking, I'll send him an email tonight asking him to send that off to you guys.
Okay, that sounds good. Everybody else is in agreement with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any additional business, new business, concerns? I had a question. Alejandro is not in keeping with this, but what apartment building in Haverstraw, Garnerville is being sold or being closed down? Do you know of one?
There's a rent stabilized building in Haverstraw being closed down.
It's in Garnerville. I got a call today from some agency, and they're trying to place the people who are being displaced in that apartment complex.
Actually,
Are you talking about Oak Tree?
She never gave me a name, but I said I wouldn't worry about it because I was going to see you guys tonight, and I'd be
Is
able
it
to.
the bungalows in Haverstraw?
those are the ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not actual buildings. They're like bungalows, and to my knowledge, they're not rent stabilized.
Oh,
If they're
okay.
individual buildings, probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, because the person
When I was at Legal Aid, I dealt with some tenants that were in there. I think some of the tenants have been referred to Legal Aid to see what their rights are and to see if the notice that they received from the landlord was legally sufficient, because based on how long you've lived there, the notice has to give you a certain amount of time. It used to be just a 30-day notice if you're a month-to-month tenant, but I believe like if you've been lived there several years, it has to be like a 90-day notice.
Yeah, I think there's a different
So-
time frame depending on how long you've been
Yes.
there. That might have been part of the HISPA that went into effect in 2019.
Yes, exactly. That's right. So, yeah, but to my knowledge, they're not rent stabilized.
Okay. I was just curious because I know a couple of them are also handicapped, and they're trying to find handicap housing for them. And I said I would ask you guys about it tonight because I didn't know who this lady was. She said she was trying to help them find relocation spots around the county.
Do you have the person's name and
No.
number?
She didn't do any of that. She just called it, maybe in my phone at the office, but I didn't.
Okay.
She just called like she knew me. She doesn't know me. Take the information. And that's when she went on to say the reason for her call is because she was responsible for helping to place these people. Several,
Okay.
but she said it was in Garnerville.
Yes, it's in Garnerville.
All right, that was my only other question. And see if it related to us or to you in some way that maybe we could help them. Anyone else have any other concerns or questions? Any other business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone.
Have a lovely holiday
you.
season and we will see you sometime next year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Stay well.
Okay,
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
bye.
Try to keep the boys' head out of the way of